I know. Something else today.
Hello, good afternoon, good evening, or good morning. My name's Lauren.
I'm Ian.
And this is Bars and Bells in our Strength and Swings class. Here we have our kettlebell off to the side. We'll be using that later. We'll need a light bell today and a heavier bell. We'll get back to some pressing. But first,
the warm up with the body weight. So again, get that light kettlebell, new tricks, or at least new skills coming your way for pressing grooves. So start with those palms facing forward. Gently elevate the shoulders to shrug. You don't know. Then press down as if to reach the floor. Then again, elevate, shrug, and down. From here, retract. Pull those shoulder blades together. Keep the hands where they are, and protract those shoulders or round them around the spine. Then pull together. Then assemble in a W shape. Straight lines through those fingertips. From here, elevate and then pull down. Retract and protract, keeping the hands where they are. Finish in a retraction. Then without hitting your training partner, that wouldn't be very good, extend the elbows. Same thing, elevate those shoulders, pull down those armpits. R, your palm pits and elbow pits facing in the same direction. One more time, shrug. One more time, down. Hands stay put, protract shoulder, retract. Then slow, go towards overhead. Can you stiffen those elbows in line with the ears? Is our rib cage flared, or can we keep that rib cage over those hips? Shrug the ceiling one time, then pull down and just find that pulling groove.
Find that
pressing groove. Right to that rax position. Oops. Then cramp up the elbows, extend with tension throughout, and then wiggle that away. Woo. From here, let's get to the floor. A lunge, a squat, clear, wave the bell just for a second. Squat lunge, awesome. Anyhow you got, do a quick wrist there, Lauren.
Quick wrist, hands connect to the floor. Right now I'd like you to just have your fingertips touching. So all 8 full fingers down. Let's keep our elbows nice and straight with those elbow pits facing forward, shoulders down, and rock from the baby to the mid-index. The baby to the index finger. And then keeping those elbows ram rubbed straight, let's find the floor with the palms. So with those elbow pits forward, shoulders packed, we'll pull on the floor, drifting our wrists into extension, so our shoulders over top, and then use our fingers to press ourselves back. Repeating 2 more times. Feel that pull engaging the lats as you drift shoulders over top of fingers, and then press back. And one last time, pull forward, feel those hands gripping, and this time to get back, we'll press the floor away, flicking and shaking it out. We'll do 1 quarter turn of those hands because we're doing some get-ups today. So placing those fingertips down again, full fingers, elbows straight, shoulders packed, then palms find the floor. Now we'll press our right fingers into the floor and we'll go to the left. And then we'll push our left fingers into the floor and we'll go to the right. Let's alternate that 1 more time each side, getting ready to load those wrists through our get-up. And then end up back in center, peeling the palms away, and a flick of the fingers.
Let's get into that lunge position. Step through. Lunge hips. Hike a hip, pull a hip down. Start with a posterior tucker under, and then clockwise draw a circle on that back hip. Pull in on the front, pull out at the back. Bring it out to the side, around to the front, back center. Then do it 1 more time as you tuck under, but this time move in on that hip and then pull back. Do we feel that compression? Do we feel nice hip sockets on this drill? Let's try to feel that. From there, go to the toe point, extend this back leg hip and make it amazingly challenging to bring that leg underneath. And then same thing on the other side. So hike a hip, pull a hip down. Then let's tuck our hip under. Let's still go clockwise, so go in to that right-hand side of that left leg's back. Circle around that femur. It's tight. It might not have a lot of room, but keep going in their imagination, if anything else. Reset and center, tuck under, and then here I go out to that counterclockwise direction. Much more room going that way. And then feel that femur suck into that hip socket as you come back to center. From here, toe point, make that slurping sound through. Planking, challenging, squatting, what's up?
We're gonna plank and do some push-ups all at the same time. Let's prepare that tension for our presses by coming out to our plank position. Come to your high plank. Your hips are up, then they scoop under, connecting your ribs to your hips. Squeeze the glutes, pull the floor together, packing your shoulders, bracing your core, but still breathing. Now, could we slowly start to lower ourselves, maintaining that tension through a push-up position? Let's slowly lower and pause at that 90-degree halfway point for 3, 2, and then we'll press back up to that high plank, tuck and hold, and then knees come down. Let's set our knees slightly wider than our hips as we just take a second off. Tilt the tailbone towards the ceiling or that anterior pelvic tilt, and then gently press yourself back to your low squat position. We'll be doing some squats today, so this is a nice preview warm-up.
An old school frog.
Little frog. Be very happy here. Now, you're going to pull yourself back through to that high plank position and hold again. Tuck the hips under. Squeeze. Brace. Now, let's pull ourselves down to the lowest part of our push-up. So start lowering yourself. Glutes still squeeze. Core still brace. Pause at the bottom, hovering just off the floor. For 3, 2, knees come down. Go all the way down for a second.
Oops.
Sorry. This time, we'll tuck those hips. We'll press away from the floor as one unit back up to that high plank. Last high tension plank. Hold. Without moving, pull your right hand to your left hip for 3, 2, then pull your left hand to your right hip for 3, 2, then cross both hands. Pulling, pulling, pulling. Knees come down. Whew. Take a second off.
Seconds off those hands and greet the kettlebell. Hello, kettlebell. We can use this next set of drills with that very light kettlebell, light dumbbell, or even that body weight groove. We're pressing from various fun positions while integrating the squat step through. Right now, unlike that get up, we'll be pressing underneath of the hip with the knee on the floor. Set up the hinge, pack the shoulder, clean a kettlebell to the rack. Let's practice that full body tension, full press, pull down with control. Single repetitions right now, then anyhow that works, get it down. Then we'll switch. Set up that lunge, square hips, feel that tension between the floor, hinge, clean to the rack, full body tension, full overhead press, pull that down with control, and return to the floor. Keep your kettlebell handy. Until then, quick squat.
From here, could you get yourself, with no hands, into your low squat? As we're down here right now, let's feel all 10 toes gripping the floor from the baby to the thumb toe. The balls of the feet are gripping, pulling towards the heels to engage those arches. As you do that, your knees might slightly drive out. You're extending your heart chest, maybe opening one hip and opening the other hip, but with its own power. Then coming to center, driving down and away, hup, too tall. Take a second. And then that altitude up here. Now pull yourself back down, pulling the floor together, lowering yourself in that same squat. Take a second, extended spine, and then we'll find the floor with, I believe, our tall kneel.
Our tall kneel. So set up that hip hinge on 2 knees. Same idea, tight to the body. Clean it up, into the rack, full body tension, press. Pull down. 2 hands on to the floor, up barehanded. Use that same mechanism as we press later in today's workout. Find your groove, pack a shoulder, clean, bum squeeze, full body tension, pull, back down to rack. 2 hands on, set up the hinge. One more time in that warm-up squat.
All right, find that low squat again. Again, extended spine, feet gripping the floor. We're gonna try that external rotation, so trying to drive one femur open and away, and then let it relax. And then try the other one, gently prying it open and away. Now this time, try to let some internal rotation happening. Keeping that foot connected to the floor, can you let that femur roll in and then pry it open? And same thing on the other side, let that femur roll in and pry open. We'll hook to tall. We'll pull ourselves back down, feeling those adductors as we drive down. And then,
no hand challenge, tall sit or fun Z press. The Z press is the craziest of the warm-up presses for today. So regress the skill to the tall kneel or the lunge, or join us here in our tall sit split, or otherwise known as that Z press. The clean is tougher. Pack that shoulder. It's not as far to go, but it's heavier on the arm. Core tension, single press, pull back down to rack. 2 hands on, hinge forward, same thing. Lots of bicep curl here, so to the rack, pull down, full body tension, overhead, pull to rack, 2 hands, return to the floor.
Good.
Yep.
Excellent.
Get ups, but I want to do my get ups with a heavier bell. So how are we gonna get up?
No rules, but no hands.
No rules, but no hands.
Stand up, arrange your bells as they need to be arranged. So we're taking our lighter kettlebell out of the picture and bringing in a slightly heavier kettlebell. We'll get under some load.
20?
Yeah, by doing some get-ups first. So a single get-up on each side, followed by 2 full get-ups on each side. Nice full body warm-up here, under some load. My pressing bell for later. All right, come on down to the floor. You're assuming your cuddle position to get ready for our first full loaded, or maybe if you choose unloaded, get up, cuddle, roll, press from that firing range to the elbow, to the hand. We rotate under that bell, using both legs, in that lunge position, and then control the whole get up all the way back down. Control from the elbow to the back with 2 hands and park. Woo-wee. Love a good get up warm up.
I do too.
Take a second off. Move yourself around the bell. Get ready.
I'm ready.
Cuddle. Second arm. Roll press. Full get up. Full get up down. Taking your time. As you start rotating it under that bell, you start looking at it again. And then from the elbow, press away from that elbow, keeping the lat engaged and preventing the shoulder from shrugging or taking that load. Take your time. That was one each side.
Can I show you my coolest way to switch over the bell?
Sure.
Legs, boot scoot, and then you're there.
How do you move around?
How do you move around?
All right, we're gonna try to go for 2 in a row here, all the way up and down and up and down. Here we go. 2 get-ups in a row, starting in that firing range. Trying to use that back foot to help you up and keeping that vertical spine on the down. Keeping the bell up and continuing on to number 2 here.
I might have chose a different bell if I really saw that on the menu, Lauren.
Oh.
I like it.
Could have stuck that landing a little better. Thinking about your get up. One move at a time. Excellent.
I'll take that rest though now.
Oh.
I'll take that extra rest. Oh yeah. Whatever you do, make sure your head doesn't hit the kettlebell. So it's a little bit of a funny scissor kick. Scissor kick helps with those splits too. Nice and fun.
All right, that's enough.
I think I'm on my left hand now.
Here we go. Last 2 get-ups for this warm-up here. 2 in a row. One move at a time as you do your get-up. Thinking about the placement of the hand, the sweep, the elbow, down. Keeping that shoulder packed on both the bell holding arm and the off arm. As you sweep, as you get to the elbow, and as you press away. Park. No rules. Stand up. Whew. That was nice.
I love the get up. I get to learn about it every time. Hardest thing for me on the get up is to be able to keep the hip extended in the back. Being able to push forward here. So tough, so strong. Check it out. Pull and push in that scissor like in the warm up with the lunge. That also will help us in our squats. because I think that's coming up
Speaking of
next.
squats,
Yes.
we have a fun time here. We're going to go in the I go, you go pattern. So I do one thing, Ian does it. Then I do the other thing on my other side, and then Ian does it. The things are presses and squats. So we're going to start at ones. We're going to do a cheek lean to rack, press right, put it down, team Ian. Team Lauryn left, team Ian left. Then we're going to do a set of squats. Team Lauryn, right arm, single arm goblet squat, put it down, Ian. Lauryn, Ian. We start at ones, then we do twos, threes, twos, ones.
Upsies, downsies, very technical training terms here. But remember, only follow the one of us. Enjoy that rest. It's about that 1-to-1 work-rest ratio, what we like. Enjoy the strength, but enjoy the rest. If you're cleaning with Lauryn, stand over top of that bell or get in the hike pass. It's a cheek clean to rack. Tension like the presses from the lunge. Overhead, one strong rep. Put it down. And then guess what? It's our turn to do the same.
Team Ian, first arm, one press. Have that tension, use that breath technique to help get that bell up. And then Team Lauryn, second arm, second press.
Second arm, second press, but still keep it to one. Focus on the groove, the press, keep the shoulder low, and the pull down.
Team Ian, second arm, press one. Now we're changing from our presses to our squats. So I'll still do the cheek clean, step to my squat position, one squat.
Your clean and squat position might be different. So as Lauryn just said there, step out, find your preferred squat stance, and be careful navigating those kettlebells in between.
Team Ian, first squat, one, hand up, nice. Second side, one squat.
Grip with the kettlebell, support that load out front by retracting through the blade and holding it on your lat.
Team Ian, squat, one. That vertical forearm, the elbow stays in tight the whole time. Up with power, bell parks. Now you know how it's gonna go in round two. Here it is.
So round two, same structure, but looking for two presses. Same load, two presses, and don't forget the opportunity to use that body weight groove. Team Lauryn just went, we were just watching, let's go now.
So first side, set number two, two presses. If two presses isn't for you and you want to stick with ones tonight, stick with ones. Maybe join us for two squats. Feel free to modify your reps for your training.
Yes. We are capable of doing more reps, but honestly not with these loads. Find that right load balance to improve your strength. Work hard, but just hard enough.
That's like Ian's motto. Just hard enough.
Just hard enough.
Work hard enough. One, in training, that is, I should say. Two. Good. Okay, we both did two presses on each arm. Now we're to our squats. Two.
Whew. Getting that heart rate going too. Nice quick rests. It's a squat. And Lauryn prepared us for that squat by pulling down and pressing away on the up.
Team Ian, two squats on that first side. Elbows in tight, pulling down, trying to break that parallel position, but only breaking that parallel position if we can keep those frog hips as practiced in our warm-up.
Frog hips very much mean deep hip flexion with the long tailbone. Yes, the tailbone will round under, and that's okay, but don't compensate the weight for that integrity. Integrity for the weight. Maybe that's the wrong way to say that.
Two squats, Team Ian. To the rack. Pulling down. Using that core brace at the bottom. So keep your balloon filled. Don't let it deflate.
Ooh, that sounded like a brace right there, Lauryn.
Oh, always ready.
Gotta breathe from behind that shield.
Always ready. Whew. That was just me making echoing sounds.
It's all good.
All right. Three. Threes. Three in a row.
Shake it in between, but if it's your time to press, hi-ya. Use that breath match Lauryn talked about, that fist of fury, the Polish punch ready abs. Stay strong with high body tension for three.
Three, Team Ian. Three presses here. We're staying loose. You want that tension, but you also want to be able to relax in between sets so you can have tension when you need it.
That's exactly right.
Thank you.
Be loose here. So right there, everything is fired up. The toes grip the floor, the kneecaps are pulled up, the butts are squeezed, you're breathing from behind that shield, armpits pulling down, and remembering to count. Is it 3?
3, Ian.
Okay.
Team Ian, 3 on that second side here. The feet are rooted. The glutes squeezed. We're powering from the ground up. So use that energy. Shoot the bell overhead. Nice. And pull it back down to that rack. We're coming back to the tip of the pyramid here for 3 squats.
3 on the squat. And again, the load is out front, so support it with the strength from the back. The shoulder blades retracted, armpit wearing down. Use the connection of the core to the ribs and hips.
Team Ian, 3 squats here into that rack position. So we both have that off arm slightly out to the side. It still has tension in it. It's still engaged in that lat. Also appropriate to keep it in tighter. Whatever works for you.
Whatever works for you, but not limp. Keep it full of that tension, particularly on the up phase of that squat. The breath matches there too. The inhale and the hi-ya up. Returning, catching our breath here. 3 on the other side.
3, Team Ian. On your second side. Finishing up the peak of this pyramid. 3 squats. Pulling down, up and up. Elbows in. Nice. Nice long spine. Places the bell down with control. We made it to the top. We're on our journey back down. 2 more stops along the way.
Okay.
2s.
Back down to 2s. Upsies, downsies. It's now time for 2 presses. Full body tension. Maintain that form. Hi-ya. And return to the ground.
2 presses, Ian.
For some reason, that rest feels short.
Well, it was only 2 reps, not 3.
There we go.
1, 2 presses. Ooh. Nice. Take your time. Loosey goose.
Loosey goose.
2.
2 presses again. Full body tension. 2 press. It's the toes, it's the butts, it's the core. Whew. I'm not sure if I can say much more because I have to go.
Team Ian here. Your cheat lane is the same every time. Try to commit to that. Put it down, pick it up the same way. Whether you're pulling it to your hike packs position or pulling it straight up the body, both are appropriate. But let's pick one, don't do a hybrid.
We always do things together, but sometimes it's just a little bit different. And that clean is exactly one of those examples. I always have that bell out front, hike pass into the rack, and Lauryn exclusively up down the body. Do what works for you.
Do what works for you.
We're on 2 squats.
2 squats, Team Ian. First arm, zipping it in tight, keeping the elbow in. Vertical forearm, nice long spine. Pulling yourself down, not just flopping into that low position.
No floppy moppy. None of that.
Yeah, I must have squatted already.
Squats
It's
on
hard to
the
keep
other
track.
side. Second, last set of squats here. So 2 reps. It's still the same. We hope it's a little bit harder, but the integrity and the shape is the same.
2 squats. Breathing. Nice. We have our last stop before the bottom of this pyramid, and that's 1 more rep of everything.
All right.
Here we go, first side.
Slow and patient. Fill that groove. What is still the hardest part about that press? What's the easiest?
I think the hardest is just getting out of that rack position.
Yeah, that first move.
Personally, that first inch. Boom. And then park with control. Singles.
That first inch speaks to that setup. Having your feet gripped, that armpit lat packed to power up out of. Just like your captain, Lauryn.
All right, second side here. Good. And that vertical forearm again to bring it back down to that rack position. Control the down. Last set of squats.
1 more set of squats. It's the pull and that push timed with the breath.
1 last set of squats. Single. That pull down, that drive away. Rooted from the bottom.
Root it at the bottom. Starts tall, pulls low, finishes tall, and then up. Barehanded. Last time.
Last set of squats here. It's nice just getting us back into those presses. We didn't press too much last week. So getting back, and then maybe next week, the pyramid will just keep
growing up that pyramid
more like a ladder,
to the
I
great
guess.
Pyramid.
That's right.
Excellent.
But we're not done yet.
Excellent.
Nice try. We're going to come back and revisit our get-ups again. Great.
I'm down.
Okay.
Is it the ones and the twos there, Lauren?
It is.
Excellent.
So we're going to try the same thing as we did in our warm-up, single, single, 2, 2. That means tonight we're going to end up with 12 total get-ups.
Ooh, that's a lot.
It's a lot of get-ups. You know it's more than 12? 35. Oh no.
36.
36.
Yeah, it's a lot of get-ups on December the 30th.
Stay tuned. 36 get-ups for Ian's birthday. Here we go. One get-up for now. Again, one move at a time. Thinking about things that we've done in our warm-up when we flicked the floor away there to press up out of that windmill as we accept the floor here with our hand and wrist. Using our core to bring us back down to the floor.
This is that, oh, sorry.
Go ahead. No, I was
This is
going to
that
say.
full move. This is that full
Then
move.
the fancy moves come.
Quarter, 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 quarter. Works on those splits. Again, Lauren said, look for those connections in the warm-up or in your yoga practice. That's what we're trying to do here. And hopefully we can stay strong together. Okay.
Forever.
So I don't put any more cliches out there. Let's just do a single
One.
get up.
Get up.
It's that high press, hip drive, tall sit, sweeping the leg, pressing the floor away. Squaring lunge, get tall. Pull down, back hip extended. Windmill, love that move. Sweep, elbow, two back, and down. Oh, let's see that move, Lauren. Let's see it.
Quarter.
Leg, leg.
Quarter.
Quarter. Quarter. And then the mummy-styled crunch.
Oh.
The mummy-styled crunch for a little add-on there.
All right.
Oh.
Did you switch sides? All that talk. Did you turn around? All right, we have to do 2 on each side now.
2.
2 in a row. If 2 in a row is too many after all that time spent under your load, maybe you do your next 4 singles, right, left, right, left.
Or body weight.
Body weight. You choose.
And if it gets quiet, it's because it's getting hard. Tell them what to do, Lauren.
Okay. Gotta roll and press. Hip drive. Pat shoulder. A bridge and a sweep. Pushing to that lunge position. And then reversing it back down. Again, it's one step at a time. Looking up at your bell on the way down. And going all the way back up. There isn't a muscle that's not working in your get up right now. From your brain to your toes, and your eyes, maybe even your nose. It just rhymes.
That was Lauren, not Ian. I think we all can
Didn't it just
agree.
kind of rhyme?
Yeah, it was great.
Thank you.
It was great.
I learned from the best.
It was great. I know, it wasn't even me. It wasn't even scripted.
It's true.
So apologies and awesomeness to Lauren.
Yeah, basically a comedian. All right,
This is it, right?
second side. Get up number 11 and 12. Use that hip drive to pull. And then in this lunge, that back toe is already tucked from that sweep. And here's where we start looking at that bell again. And pressing to your back. Keep it up one more time. Number 12 here. Rotating under that bell. Finishing with control. Pulling it down. Parking. Whew.
Oh,
Excellent.
yeah.
No rules, stand up.
No rules.
No rules.
Awesome.
That was great.
Great practice. Thank you.
Not done yet.
Okay.
So we revisited. It's like a forwards, backwards tonight. So we started in the beginning. This is where you start most of the time. And then,
Very good place to start.
yeah, and then we did some get-ups, and then we did our meaty bit in the middle, and then we did our get-ups again. And now we're gonna come back to those presses we did in the warm-up and try those one more time in each position. Whew. Maybe you go back to your lighter bell.
Light bell for me.
Change out the weight. And just like a true backwards sandwich.
Ooh, I need that 16.
We're gonna start in our kneeling, our 2 knees kneeling, then our lunge, then our Z press.
Is that backwards or just to mix it up?
I feel like it's like doing it from the inside out.
All right.
All right. So we're in our tall kneel. We use those hips to bring it up to that rack position. And one press. Squeeze the glutes. Keep the rib to hip connection. Pulling the bell down and parking. A little shake.
Oh, I'm pleasantly enjoying how light that
A
is.
little bit lighter. We both went back to the bells we started with today. Second arm, rack position, kneeling lunge, and then park. Nice. In between, we'll do a little hip, I was thinking.
I'm in.
Great. So we'll revisit that low campfire squat again. In that nice extended position, our arms will be on the inside of our legs. Sitting up tall, let's drive those legs in together. Feeling those adductors fire up, but making those arms and lats work to push out. Then relax, but pry the legs off the arms, trying to find some space. Then put the legs back on the arms. Drive the legs in and the arms out for 4, 3, 2. Drive out with those legs, pushing down and out. Whew. Stand up. We'll pull ourselves back down into that low squat. However you need to, put your knees down, and let's come to our lunge position. When we press from our lunge, we pressed off
The back leg.
the back leg.
Hinging. From there, clean to the rack. Armpits down. Slow up. Hold it for a second. Pull back down to that rack. Hinge, repeat on the other side. You might need to shift over just that little bit, but again, hinge with that firm grip on the kettlebell. Use your hip at least just a little bit, and then press. Challenge that balance. Find those holes in your press and fill them up with strength. Whew. One more squat variation, but let's just maybe go back to that frog position. So on those elbows, preparing us for that last press here today, open up those knees again, and could you turn the feet outwards? Maybe the knees go a little bit wider by doing that too. Now keep that tailbone long and press back. That's that shape that we're looking for in that Z press, making sure the lumbar spine is not rounded or flexed. Now pull the elbows to the hips, pulling yourself forward. Then one more time, tailbone tip like cow to ceiling. Pull femur heads into those hips. Create that slurping sensation. Suck them in for that nice compression in the hip. And then easy does it, hips forward. Then a little bit of a tall kneel transition. And the last time in that Z press today. So open it up. Again, that carryover from that drill before is to maintain that lumbar extension. Sit up nice and tall, Lauren, and let's do it.
Last presses of the day. So from the seated straddle position, pull to that rack and press overhead. Pull it down with control, engaging that lat like you're doing a chin up, and bell goes down. Little shake and wiggle.
Yep.
Same thing on that second side. From that rack, clean it, press it, and then pull it down. Back to the rack and park. Excellent.
Nice.
Oh,
Heavy bells and light bells. Today's workout had a little bit of everything except swings. So if you really wanted to swing today, send us a note.
Cool.
And don't you worry, next week, I'm sure Lauren has integrated some swings back into the menu. I'm Ian.
I'm Lauren. Tonight was our strength and swing class, our advanced kettlebell class. Stay tuned for Thursday at 8:15 a.m. when we perform at the bar. And by perform, I mean move our legs in various directions to make our hips feel better. You should join
Helps
us.
with those sweeps in the get up.
It does help with those sweeps and many other functional activities like life. Thanks for joining us. Take care, stay strong, and we'll train soon.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.